How's it going, everybody? This is the Uncanny Omar from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And welcome to the, what do we call this segment? Dom of X?
Call this the introductory segment to the August solicitation previews for independent comic books.
That's too long of a title. We need to trim that down.
We do.
We are talking about Titan Comics. We are talking about Boom Comics. We are talking about Dark Horse Comics, IDW, and Image Comics. And this is the brainchild of Dom of X. He wanted to do this. When he offered to help me, he's like, hey, man, I want to come and help you. And I'm like, awesome. What do you got in mind? How about we start another segment? And I was like, that's more work, Dom. That's the opposite of helping. But he sold it to me. He's like, you do Marvel, you do DC. Why don't you do other publishers? And I'm like, well, because I don't get those in advance. And he's like, yeah, but we put them together in comic releases. So, Dom, who are you in case people haven't seen you on the channel before?
Of course, I am the project manager of Near Mint Condition and the assistant editor of comicreleases.com, your one-stop shop for all documented solicitations and collected edition dates and releases up to the minute. That is correct. Also got my own YouTube channel by the same name and everything else of the sort. And of course, thank you for having me once again on the last Monday of the month.
Yeah, we try to do this every last Monday of the month. As a matter of fact, next month, Dom's going to have to do this by himself, maybe with a friend, maybe with a couple of friends. I don't know. But it ain't going to be me because Omar's out for a couple of weeks. So, yes, this is Dom's YouTube channel. He will be taking over one of the Saturday live streams, the Q&A that I do every Saturday. And then Maddie's taking over the other one. But they will be with some friends. They won't be alone. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And big thank you to Dom, who put this together not only for comicreleases.com, but also for Near Mint Condition. That's crazy. You're a machine, Rocky. What's up, Rocky? How are you, my dude? First time I've been able to join this. Woohoo! Well, happy to be here. Hey, Dom's taking over. Yeah, Dom. I don't need AI, man. I don't need an AI, Omar. I got Dom.
I got to trademark that Dom AI at some point.
Tom can replace Omar with Webhead, which makes sense, right? If he wants to do this. But Ben can also join. He loves indie stuff. Taylor talks comics. So anybody. I actually invited Taylor, but he is busy working. You taking a vacation the whole June? No, I wish. I ain't got that much money. Just 2 weeks, man. 2 weeks. We're going back to Japan with my brothers. And no, he's taller than I am. That dude can dunk. I cannot. I'm taking 2 weeks with my brothers and some friends. We're taking an adult trip this time around. Dom will be reading us Berserk then. Yes, sure. Whatever Dom wants to do, as long as he doesn't get my channel canceled, which I have plenty of faith that he won't. When are you going? It'll be last week of June, early week of July. It's like 15, 16 days. I can't remember exactly. I swear it's crunch time for me. It's actually what I'm meeting with Dom about after this is like, how much can I physically do before completely breaking my brain while I'm still here to have enough videos to put out. So,
which is why we did the Batman a week ago, because we needed to see Bane break your back before you can break your brain. So
yeah, I guess so. Dom's reading Berserk. Have you read Berserk?
I've read one hardcover of it because there's a nice lady at the shop who gave me a lot of comic books to like borrow and read. So she gave me all of Blade of the Immortal to read as like a, hey, like, let me know when you finish. And also gave me one volume of Berserk before I left the comic shop. So
what's this lady look like, Dom?
She's like 60-something years old. She's very, very nice.
I didn't say how old she was. I asked what she looked like. So she was pretty nice. Okay. I was like, people that just don't randomly let you borrow things. That's really cool.
I have a lot of people like that in my life, though.
That's great, man. It's good to have. The announcements are coming back, but I have to wait until things are approved by Marvel, of course. This lady's trying to make Dahmer sugar, baby. That's not where I was going. What's this adult trip in Japan mean? It just means no kids, man. It don't mean anything weird or fun. Although I don't know. Maybe when we go out, I don't know. Dom as a cougar. Very nice. More.
I will say to that comment, I skipped a grade, so naturally all of the women that I've been in love with in my life have been older than me. I'm not saying anything about her. I'm just saying in general.
Year. By 1
I like 1-2 years.
Okay. All right. She's gonna be the guest on the Saturday stream, man. Okay, there we go, Dom. You do what you do, man. You do whatever you need to do, brother. Okay, so don't get embarrassed. Not around me. You can't, man. You gotta be ready for this. All right, we are going to be looking at comicreleases.com. We are going to be looking at all of the solicitations for August of 2024 for Titan, IDW, Boom, Dark Horse, and Image collected editions, right? Because that's what we do here. So let's go ahead. Is Dom auditioning for hosting the AFX? We got to get Dom ready for that. We got to get Dom for that. Wait a minute, Dom. What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, man. You know the internet. They take things out of context. The minute you say a nice lady, let me borrow something, look where the conversation went.
Hey, I follow this sports network called Bleacher Report. And what they love to do is they love to make these like quote graphics from specific sports players, and they often end up being memes. And I feel like that's going to end up with me saying something incredibly wacky out of sorts, and I'm going to unfortunately be there.
It's the internet, man. You got to watch people like James Abel. He will clip you saying that you like to stroll the senior citizen centers. Hey, whatever, man. Whatever. All right. Well, thank you for joining me, buddy. Let's go ahead and start. What do you say?
Let's go.
Titan, August 2024, with some hardcovers. For people that have been asking me about Conan, by the way, everything is still set to come. I just got an email from them from last week. So knock on wood, unless there's some major delays, I'm hoping that I will get advanced copies of the Omnis to just kind of ease people's mind that they are coming out. But Tomb Dumb Dinos is coming out. I assume this is an original.
It's an original graphic novel. It's in the widescreen format because they are strips, and the legendary Mark Hamill said that these are awesome.
That's all you need is that Mark Hamill seal of approval. Conan the Barbarian, the original comics Omnibus Volume 4. And this is collecting What If number 13, which is just crazy. Because, do you know, like, okay, I'll get back to that here in a second. Annuals 4 and 5, and the continuation of Hour of the Dragon. Does it say what else is collected in here? I'm not sure, because I don't know if it's going to follow the Marvel mapping, right?
It could be completely different.
Well, we know for a fact that they can't reprint some things in Volume 1. But I don't know if it's going to follow the mapping exactly. Because Volume 4, but it should have 2 covers, though. Are they not doing 2 covers anymore?
No, the second one doesn't have a final like cover yet. They haven't chosen.
Okay. So this does collect Conan the Barbarian 84 through 115 if it's going by the Marvel Omnis. But the Marvel Omni also has 848 pages. This one has 824. But the most interesting thing to me is the price of $125, where in the past these have been $150, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mm-hmm. Or am I wrong about that?
I feel like you're. Gosh,
I'm pretty sure. I thought the reprint.
Volume 3 is 150. Volume 3 is 150. Okay. Savage Sword Volume 9 is also 150. But you've had a decent amount of them being 125, so they flip back and forth between a lot of these.
Okay. So what if? I can't believe they're able to print What If, but that's cool. But that is What If Conan the Barbarian walked the earth today. He's walking the streets of, New York, and then later on, of course, they made it into an actual thing, like an actual story with the Savage Avengers. But I love the Baylet right there, even though that's doing a little bit of a spoiler going on. If you haven't read it, it's great. Oh, this stuff is so good. If you haven't read it, though,
I'm also more surprised
What's that?
that we've had another volume of this solicited, and we still haven't gotten an omnibus from him yet.
Well, that's what people keep asking me. They're like, they don't believe that they're real. And I get it, right? They have been delayed for over a year. But my contacts who, it's not really their call. I know what's happened, right? But I can't say anything because it is not my place to say what happened. At the end of the day, they're still trying to give you the product, the final product coming out without trying to rush it. And then when Corey Settlemeyer left, that also changed some things. So we're going to finally see it. I think July is when we see the reprints coming. We'll finally see it, and I hope that I'll be able to get an advanced copy so people can see that they are real. So this one's 150. So this is Savage Sword of Conan, the original comics omnibus. So probably not calling it the original Marvel Omni. Okay, so it does say direct market and regular cover here by John Buscema.
They just haven't gotten the.
So they haven't put it up yet.
Pick which, yeah.
Now this one here also has two covers, Earl Norham and Earl Norham. Different covers than the ones that Marvel did, but this has issues 45 through 60. And dude, I am hoping for that too. I am hoping. I have been hinting to Dark Horse Comics. I'm like, hey, you know what would be cool? A cool companion to that Hellboys, all the short stories. But they keep coming out, right? Hey, buddy, how are you, man? Always. I hope you're okay. I hope your family's all okay, man. Everybody's staying healthy. Omar, do you know if Titan plans to rebrand all the Marvel Conan Omnis? I know that their plan is to go through the ones that are out of print, which is a majority of them, and they are continuing the Savage Sword of Conan. I don't know what the trade dress looks like yet, though. But I'm sure. I mean, didn't I share the files that I had when I announced it? Like, it had the heroic signatures in Titan Comics instead of Marvel Comics. Ooh. What will happen first, Conan or Astro? Conan. Astro's been delayed again, but still hoping for
2026.
I know the last. No, stop it. Not 2026. Stop it. Gotta stay positive. So I may never actually get to complete my Savage Sword. Oh no, stop. No. They're continuing Savage Sword with Volume 9. That's gonna be the first one that comes out after the reprints of 1 and 2, I believe, of Conan. Does Dark Horse have a decent OHC line for Hellboy and PPRD? Hellboy, yes, they have the beautiful library editions. Map different than the Omnibus and map different than the Compendium or the Hellboy Monster Size Omni. Or what are they? It's just the Monster Size, isn't it? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Hellboy Monster Size. BPRD is unfortunately standard size hardcover, but completely out of print for a lot of those volumes. If you look at prices of Plague of Frogs, the ones that have sold, it's insane, brother. Dude, I want King Conan 2 as well, and Conan 11, which is following the adventures of Conan. But we will see. Marvel Studios, The Infinity Saga, Iron Man 3, The Art of the Movie. That's interesting. Oh, is this landscape?
Yeah, it's one of the landscape type art books that you get with the Marvel has it, right, where they do it at like every single movie or right after it. They're doing it out of the vein of Iron Man 3.
That's interesting. Going back to Iron Man 3. Small Town Tales. It's a hardcover, Ian McKegg, and a beautiful illustrated book of ghost stories written and illustrated by film artist and screenwriter Ian McKegg. Huh. It kind of gives me the Mirror Mask vibes, which I know is Dave McKean, but still. Savage Sword of Conan is getting a trade paperback. This is what I wish. It doesn't. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, they're doing Burst Angel? Oh, hell. Okay, hold on. This collects Savage Sword of Conan 1 through 3. That may not seem like a lot, but these were oversized books. They're also bigger books. They're magazine-sized books. But they have been a lot of fun. It's not just Jim Zub working on the book. You have Patch Searcher working on the book, Frank Terry, Carrie Nord working on the books. So there's just an anthology series in black and white, bringing back that like mature side of Conan. But I'll be honest, the Jim Sub Conan has been mature content. There are a couple of This is a morning stream. Body parts, lady parts,
Mutilation.
and there's a lot of violence, right? Unlike the Savage Sword for Conan Omnis, where that's where you found nudity and that's where you found violence. And the ongoing series was the one in color was a little more toned down, whereas this one is like either one, man. Took some more losses this year, but trying to look at the positives. And my life is blessed, and you are a reason. Hope you and your family are well and safe. Oh man, I hope things get better, Jimmy, and thank you for the kind words, brother. Sword of the Titans is coming out, and this is a manga, $12.99, 192 pages. For us in Europe, this is a late night show. Dang it, I need to find a balance then. I'm going to leave Dom to do that for us.
We'll figure something out.
This is Burst Angel. I love the anime, and this is the prequel to the anime. It's never been available in English before, so I'm excited to read this stuff. And I'm curious why Dom just only read Berserk Volume 1. That kind of, what's up with that? Nobody just
That's all that I was given.
Oh, I'll have to keep that in mind. All right, and that takes us to the end of Titan Comics. Next up, let's go ahead and look at Boom solicitations. So we are looking at the hardcovers and the trade paperbacks of Boom Comics. So James Tynion, the Apocalyptic Trilogy Deluxe Edition. He's got a Kickstarter going on with his older stuff, but this is collecting Memetic, or is it Mementic?
Memetic.
Mm-hmm.
Memetic 1 through 3, Cognetic 1 through 3, and Eugenic 1, 2, 3.
I've never read this stuff. Never read it. So I know I like James Tynion. I like a lot of his stuff. But this is a series I've only seen I think it was a trade paperback of that sloth. So he's in for a treat in the So this is the Apocalyptic Trilogy. Dom, have you read this? This is with Eric Donovan.
I know that I've sold those issues, like these back issues I've never read it before. I've still have yet to delve through a lot of tiny onion stuff at Boom with House of Slaughter, because I've already read some of these colored children, but I still have to read House of Slaughter. I loved Wind. I'm pretty sure I love this.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of his stuff, so I'm very curious what this is. Thank you for the super chat, William. Since I think that the first Hulk by Peter David is out of print, do you think Volume 2 of the Omni is the best starting point? Volume 2 is where a lot of to me, my favorite things happen. Volumes 2 and 3. And when I say is it the best starting on point, you'll want to go back and read that stuff. So when it comes back to print, you'll have the whole thing. But back then, comics were written different, right? Like, we didn't know there were going to be trade paperbacks. We didn't know there were going to be big collections. So back when I was reading those in single issues, I think a lot of the writers were really gifted in the way of introducing anybody to their first Hulk comic or X-Men comic or Captain America comic. And I know nowadays, to a lot of people, it's like, oh, this is so repetitive. And it is repetitive because at that time, Stan Lee and Marvel's idea was always any comic is somebody's first comic. So yeah, you can completely read. I think the best stories are in 2, so you don't see the build up to that. And in 3's also got amazing Hulk stories. Those are my personal favorites. Plus, you get Del Keown on artwork, and then eventually you get Gary Frank and Liam Sharp. Who else is Jan Dorsima? Jan Dorsima is such an underrated artist too. I love her stuff. So I love finding her stuff in Star Wars. So hyped for the Woods Deluxe Edition complete later this year. Oh man, now that's good news. Magic Book 2 Deluxe Edition hardcover. So this is from the world of Magic the Gathering. Jed McKay. I had no idea until I was doing solicits for this stuff that he had been one of the writers. Colin Bunn, Dan Warren. I'm surprised Jim Zub didn't do any of this because he's more of a D&D guy. Have you read any of this, Don?
I did. I think I mentioned a couple of months ago. My friend Rich Dueck wrote some of the
That's right.
stories in here, and I got to do an interview with him on my channel talking about some of the elements that he used in Magic. But it's it's nothing that's completely groundbreaking. But if you're looking for nice Magic the Gathering stories, you'll find them in here.
Okay. So for fans of the
Card game.
card games and I guess the comics too, trade paperbacks have been out of print for a while. I was pretty lucky to grab them when I did. Early 2000, he has to recap every 6 pages with the weekly anthology format. Yeah, I think that's just the mentality of back then. So it always cracks me up when people nowadays are reading that stuff from back then for the first time and are like, why does Claremont keep repeating? I know the way Colossus's powers work. I know he turns from flesh to metal. And that was one of the reasons. Maybe I'll try and read the other stories and other formats in the meantime. Thank you. I know that epics, I think we're getting our first epic of Peter David's Hulk, if I'm not mistaken. Trade paperbacks, continuing Something is Killing the Children. So this is not part of the hardcover deluxe volume 2. It's volume 8. Word of Del Dera. Oh, I love his artwork, man. Collecting issues 36 through 40. And I don't even want to read what's in there. So if you all do, I'll take a screen grab, please. Or go to comicreleases.com, of course. Grimm Volume 4. I just started reading Volume 1. My buddy
This is the first indie that I've collected in singles, and,
Really?
and my goodness, I have because what I usually do with indies is I wait for the trades or hardcovers just because I'm already collecting so much that it feels like it's more. It's less great for me if I buy more singles on top of that, but I have been really enjoying this sort of weird tale in the afterlife by Stephanie Phillips. I mean, it was my favorite indie of last year, and it's still kicking butt.
Okay, so I'm only on issue 2 because I had to put it down to go and read an Omnibus. What the heck was the Omnibus? I think it was the David Michelinie Spider-Man Omni. So I'm ahead of time. I'm digging it. Oh, dude, Flaviano's artwork is freaking stellar too. And I think there's going to be a slipcase edition of this later.
There's going to be a slipcase of Volume 1. And I love Flaviano. I first got exposed to his art on Brisson New Mutants in the Krakoa era of X-Men. Mm-hmm. And getting to see the designs and the backgrounds and the different aesthetics that he's bringing all along with Grimm is just fantastic.
Something's Killing Children, book 2 and the DD Companion arrived today. Got to rip off the plastic and smell some books. Enjoy yourself, man, and have fun with that, brother. Have fun with that. Oh, you got some good stuff in this week. Wait a minute. He repeated the same explanation multiple times every issue. Every issue. That is an absolute statement, Marcelo. That's something my wife would do. You forgot to wash the dishes one time, and it becomes all the time. Whew. Omar reading another book that Bar told him to. Bar was right. She was right about 2 books. Let's not get crazy. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Unlimited Volume 2. So this is the era that is coming to an end. Is that correct? Or is this
you'd be correct?
This is the era that's coming to an end. Yeah. So collecting Mighty Morphin 7 through 12 and Power Rangers 7 through 12. This is the trade paperback editions. Ryan Parrott and Rachel Wagner. Current Power Rangers is like going to a Joshua Tree. White people love it and can't stop talking about it. But it's not been worth it for a while.
That's a heck of an analogy. I'll say that.
I still like it. I think it's fun. But I guess I can't stop talking about it. I think it's good. I don't think it was as. I think it really, like, to me, it got solid in the Shattered Grid. I thought Shattered Grid was awesome. But before, like, that was before, like, the multiverse was, like, everywhere, right? Including a very popular video game that my wife just beat. And I'm like, oh my God, they multiverse these games? Okay. And I ain't talking about Spider-Man. Garfield Full Closure, Volume 4. Mark Evaniers writing this, huh? That's cool. I really like his stuff. Collecting Garfield Volumes 7 through 8 or 25 through 32. Rare Flavors.
Oh man, this book is awesome, man. I love
Felipe. And it's the same team of
it's the same team on Many Desolate Star.
Yeah.
And
And
I
what was Adrian's Wall? Oh my gosh, what is the name of that book with the graffiti? It's both of them. Ram V. It's like an early book that he did. It's excellent. Gravity's Graffiti Wall, something like that. Yeah. Your wife just beat Mortal Kombat 1? No, not Mortal Kombat 1. I don't think about no, she did like Mortal Kombat. Sir, where did Power Rangers go wrong? I've still been collecting them, but haven't actually read them. Should I sell them? No. Enjoy them. Don't listen to Always An Instigator. He's crazy. It's not just white folks that like Power Rangers. I like Power Rangers. And I didn't even like the show. The comic is fun. I just thought that Shattered Grid was amazing. But honestly, Necessary Evil 1 and 2 were solid too. Garfield Volume 4, I am behind. Apparently. So I'm excited for this one too, because
you should be. It's just as good, if not a tiny bit better than Layla Starr.
What? Stop it. Dude,
That's what I said, and then I read the book.
Okay. All right, that's some high praise, Dom.
I love both. Like Many Deaths of Layla Starr was one of my favorite reads of the year last year when I got the deluxe. I hope that they give the same hardcover treatment to Rare Flavors as well. Like, it deserves it.
Okay. Gotcha. Omar wanted to ask Saturday, but missed the show. Any chance we see a reprint of Peter David's Hulk Volume 1? I have not heard. I am so sorry. But that's why I always tell people to vote. But honestly, even outside of the top 20 or top 25 that I send them, sometimes they reprint books. Yeah. Look, Roberto
They're always
to differ. He says Layla Starr was better. How are you going to handle that when I'm not here, Dom? What are you going to say to Roberto Rodriguez?
Everyone has their opinion. They can stand on it.
Okay, there you go. I like that. You got to throw a little shade in there too. Like, that's right, Roberto. You can have your opinion as wrong as it is, and then you move on. No, I'm just kidding. He's good people. He's good people. This looks awesome just based on that cover. Have you read Zawa and the Belly of the Beast?
I have not, but I usually like anything Michael Dialinus touches.
I like his art, man. Solid.
It's amazing. I love Wind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Wind. He did Ninja Turtles, huh? This collects 5 issues. Is it ongoing, or is it a mini?
It's just a 1 through 5 and done.
Still in the EU Partworks members. I also like Tiny Be Better Rare Flavors over Layla Starr. Okay, you guys are hyping this up. I love Layla Starr. I thought it was good. Expanse, the Dragon Tooth, Volume 3, or The Expanse, Dragon Tooth. Forgot, I didn't see the comma there. Andy Diggle, Francesco Pisa. This is a continuation of what, the TV show?
I believe so. Yeah, it is.
Okay. Green Arrow, Francesco Pisa did from Heavy Metal Magazine. Expanse, Dragon 9 through 12.
I didn't expect Andy Diggle to be dipping his toes into as many comics as he is or has been for the last couple of months. He's doing the Batman Elseworlds over at DC with Leonardo Fernandez in a couple of months. So I don't know. I guess I'm just surprised to see an old veteran of the comic book industry get him back in.
I love that you're calling Andy Diggle a veteran of the comic book industry, and I'm like, I guess that was.
I get that. Yeah, that just shows.
No, it's like, it makes sense. I guess that was 25 years ago. I still think 20 years ago was 1980, dude. So that's just my brain. It's just my brain.
I wasn't here 25 years ago.
Oh, okay, you can stop that nonsense. You ain't got to make me feel old. At least wait till I'm not on the show with you. IDW, the hardcovers, 30 Days of Night. I'm so glad they are continuing these Plugs hardcovers. This should collect the remaining series, right? I think there's only enough for 2, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 480 pages, $34.99. And if you haven't read this, it is all vampires living in this little town in Alaska where, as the title suggests, there's 30 days of night. So, of course, pimping all over the world. Dude, I can't believe you won that twice, too. Is there a specific time period where it has to be a reprint instead of a restock if they're not adding content? The ISBN, when the ISBN is gone, that's usually when they'll be reprinted. So you are very right. Omar, I know this is an indie stream, but since you've answered a couple reprint, ask away. You gotta get used to this, Dom. Do you think that the Age of Apocalypse Omnibus will be reprinted anytime soon? I'm hoping that they notice what the cartoon was doing, like the 97 cartoon, and do things like that people keep asking about. But I know Marvel. I know that they'll do some things in trade paperback because they're like, well, just because it's in the cartoon doesn't mean these people new to comics want to spend $150 on an omnibus or $100 on an omnibus. So I think some of it will be in like trade paperback or stuff. Are we ever getting more movies? I think they just did one, didn't they? But if you haven't read it, Steve Niles and Ben Templesmith. You too? Okay, man. Yeah, man. 1980 was 20 years ago, brother. 20 years ago. David Mazzucchelli's Batman.
I'm so excited for this.
Everyone should be excited because it gives me hope for a year or two. Somebody said that earlier. Dude, are you kidding me? Year 2, Artist Edition, Todd McFarlane and Alan Davis?
That would be cool. I love Dave Mazzucchelli. I'm super glad that
this is good. Go ahead, Dom.
One of our people in the comic releases Discord is super hyped for this as well, along with another. I mean, David Mazzucchelli's art deserves that platform because it already hasn't been. Like, we've got an absolute deluxe, like the whole shebang bang artist editions. We have just having this out is simply amazing, and just for the art and the presentation alone is probably the reason why I'm gonna buy it. It's also one of my favorite Batman stories ever. So,
oh yeah, I mean, it is the template for the origin story, right? For a superhero origin story, absolutely. That joke worked better than I could have ever imagined. Great X-Men do that made me laugh. Melanie snapping on you like she snaps on me made my day. I'm glad somebody else got it. Thank you for that, James. Someone has the Age of Apocalypse for sale in the NMC Discord. It better not be for overcover either. That year 1 book will be the greatest book released this year. I mean, he does good work. So this is like one of his last projects before he left IDW. And I think Scott actually, Doonbeer, already got his copy too. Or maybe like an early prototype copy. Jack Kirby's The Eternals Pencils and Inks Artisan Edition. So these are soft covers. Oh no, this is a hardcover.
There's a hardcover too?
Yeah. 176 pages, $49.99. Wow. And Jim Lee's DC Legends Artist Edition. Oh my God.
How tall is the Monsters edition of
X-Men? Of Jim Lee's Triple X? Oh, it's big.
Jim Lee's Triple X, and then also the Eternals monster-sized edition they did a review on a couple years ago.
The monster-sized books are bigger than the artist editions. They're bigger, like a lot taller. Even it's a lot bigger than Jim Lee's. And honestly, it depends on how what they draw on. Because I'm thinking, wasn't it McFarlane's? Todd McFarlane's is huge because he drew on a bigger paper stock, and so is Don Rose's Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck. But they are still bigger than that, just a little bit. So DC Legends Artist Edition. Wildstorm was later brought by DC, so this will just have his DC stuff, I assume. Well, Wildstorm falls under DC nowadays, so maybe more than that.
It does.
Oh wow!
Sleeping even says that there's going to be examples of Wildcats and other pre-DC work in the.
I see it. Okay. By pre-DC, they mean Wildstorm stuff. Stormwatch, he did some covers for that. I'd like to see the Stormwatch covers. So we have Sleeping Beauties, the deluxe remastered edition. Stephen King and Rio. How would you pronounce that, Dom? I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yours.
Okay. Sounds about right. You said that with authority, so I believe you. Owen King, Allison Sampson, and collects all 10 issues of this series. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Compendium, Volume 3. Oh, this is the City at War, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me complete your journey. So is this the final ones? I thought they did more after this. So collecting issues 38 through 62. Looks like they're not skipping any this time around. I guess they bought up all the licenses for those. And the volume ends with Shades of Grey and the 13-part Epic City at War. Yes. So good, too. And the trade paperbacks. And by the way, that one's $150, 768 pages. And if you're new to the channel and you just started your journey on collected editions, even though it says compendium, if you look at the size, it is the size of an omnibus. And they are hardcovers. Because now we're moving into the trade paperbacks. What's up, man? Look, you just subscribe to Dom's channel, and it's amazing. Kenny is good people. I get to read Batman Year 2, once of DC's finest Batman trade paperbacks releases this year. And I hope you love it. And you tell everybody they go to hell for telling you that it's bad. Or if you hate it, don't come knocking over here and tell me you hate it. That's your opinion, as Dom would say. My Little Pony Volume 2. Best of My Little Pony Volume 2. Apologies.
My Little Pony.
We don't do that here, Dom. 96 pages. $8.99. Collecting Friendship is Magic. Issues 21, 22, and 64. Friends Forever 13. And then Codex Black Book 2, Bird of Ill Omen. And this is by Camilo Moncado Lozano. And is this an OGN? Original graphic novel? Young adult epic? I don't know. It doesn't say. Oh, Scott Snyder and Hayden Sherman working on Dark Spaces Dungeon here. 144 pages, $17.99. And Godzilla Rivals Round 3. So it has creators like Mark Martinez, Kara Husset, Alex Sanchez, Nola Fau, and Megan Huang, and Matt Frank. So this one's 184 pages, $19.99. Another Godzilla book, but I like that art. Who is that? Oliver Ono. Okay, this might be ridiculous, though. Rosie Knight, Godzilla Monster Island Summer Camp. Oh, I don't care. I'm in. That looks so dumb. And adorable.
Zelda's in it, too.
It's an original graphic novel, proves that kaiju are for kids, especially the ones who'd rather befriend beasts than fight them. Does it have, what was his name? Godzuki, the little Godzilla? Zelda escapes a secluded corner of the island. Okay, yeah, I'm going to read that. That looks cute. The Complete Monsters and Protectors. This is Godzilla by Eric Burnham. Shut up, Bloss. You're going to eat those words when it sells out. Dom is a brony, confirmed. You are so welcome, my brother. You're welcome. Boom Studios and IDW are putting out some great comics and indie comics lately. I agree. Collects Godzilla Monsters and Protectors, Rise Up, All Hail the King, Summer Smash. Jimmy's Elbow, 7x7. Okay, so it's not your standard size trade paperback. By James Kachalka, 168 pages, $14.99. The Ministry of Compliance by John Ridley, Stefano Raphael.
It's a good creative team.
Yeah, I assume this is... Does it say what's collected in here? This is a volume 1. 168 pages, $17.99. Space Junk by Julian Hanshaw. And this is 176 pages, $19.99. And I'm glad they're continuing these. These are the trade paperback versions of the deluxe hardcovers. This is Ninja Turtles, the IDW Collection Volume 4, collecting issues 29 through 37 of the ongoing series, the Utrum Empire, and the 2014 annual. It's my favorite incarnation of Ninja Turtles. I love it. 344 pages and $39.99. Undergrowth. And this is 304 pages, $24.99. And we got...
That's it for IDW.
Yeah, what else we got here? We got Boom. No, we did Boom. Dark Horse. Let's do some Dark Horse. Then we'll move the party over to Image Comics. Let's see what Dark Horse got. Looks like Stranger Things right there. So hardcovers, The Art of Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course Deluxe Edition. Now, is this a Dark Horse Direct book that's only available through like Dark Horse Direct? Usually,
It
like
should-
whenever they do deluxe editions like this, Dark Horse releases like the standard one, which is still a beautiful book, right? And then Dark Horse Direct releases the limited edition one, because they both have like the same trim size, 272 pages, but this one's $39.99 and this one is $99.99.
Even if it's on, because it is on Penguin to look at. And
Oh, it is. Then it's probably available. Yeah, so you're right. You're probably it's available at least in the direct market.
Mhm.
Yeah, they've been doing the trades for about almost say 2 years now.
Yeah, 2 years. My comic shop had a couple of them, and I sold volumes 1 and 2 over to a couple of people. So they've had them for a while.
Yeah, but then they stopped. So I don't know. I hope they keep doing them. The Art of Returnal with a cover coming soon. It's a hardcover, 216 pages, $49.99. Journey Alongside Celine, Beautiful and Dangerous World. Assassin's Apprentice Volume 2 graphic novel. This is a hardcover by Jody Hauser, Robin Hobb, and Jordi Belair. Ryan Kelly.
Jordi Belair, one of the good colorists.
And Jody Hauser, who have liked some of the stuff that they've done. Collecting Assassin's Apprentice 2, 1 through 6. Yeah, this Returnal right here, this is definitely the video game, but they don't have a cover, so I don't. Chronicling the dark science fiction time looping roguelike bullet hell adventure. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of things. Blacking Out. Is that Keanu Reeves? It looks like Keanu Reeves. And this, Dark Horse has been doing like some webtoons, some tapas, and some Comixology originals and printing them. I think that's really cool. So I can't tell if like some things are like oversight or OGNs or not, but this is a hardcover, 64 pages, $19.99. Oh yes, baby. How did we not put that on the thumbnail? Dom, we're gonna put that on the thumbnail. We'll talk about that later.
Should have.
Lead Harrow County. If you have been asking me for the last 4 years about the Harrow County Library Edition, the ones that are out of print, I think there's only 2. The other 2 are still available. I know the price is $149.99. That's still cheaper than the library editions that are out of print, and this collects all 32 issues. It does not collect Tales from Harrow County, though, so keep that in mind. This is just the ongoing series. If you haven't had a chance to read it, oh my gosh, it's so good. I love Harrow County. Tyler Crook's artwork is so creepy, eerie, and Cullen Bunn just knocks it out of the park. Speaking of Ryan Kelly, Omar, did you end up reading those Futurama issues? I did with my kid, my youngest. So thank you so much, Adam, for that. I did with Alicia because we both love Futurama. And she's gotten to be that age where now I have to go through the Jurassic Park episode. And I don't know if I can do that. Because that episode really destroys me. But thank you for that, Adam. Reading order wise, where does Zdarsky's Spider-Man happen in conjunction with Spencer's? It's before, yeah. Look at Dom, he's on it. I should have let you answer. What's up, Terry? How are you, buddy? But if you haven't had a chance to read this, Funrama. Oh, the one that you sent me like looks like the cartoony stuff that Ryan Kelly did. Who sent me the Futurama comics then? Funrama. Let me look up what the art looks like. Let me look that up really quick. Okay. Yes, I did. I did read some of this stuff. Thank you for that. The Ryan Kelly. I had to look at the covers because I was confused as to what it was. Who's the publisher on that, though? Is he self-publishing those books? But I do like Ryan Kelly. Anyway, Harrow County. Go and get it, please. It's good. Den, Volume 4. This is Richard Corbin, and if you want any kind of weird lucid dream that the story doesn't make any sense, but you're still somehow drawn to it, that's this. It's so crazy. And Jose Villarrubia is doing the recoloring for it too. So if you haven't had a chance, I think Volume 1 went out of print, but they restocked it. Oh, Thank you. He does self-publish it. Wait, does the Harrow County Complete Edition not collect the backup 4 issues miniseries? Think there was a total 4 series? No, those are collected in the Tales from Harrow County.
This is just the 1 through 32 complete.
Yeah, which was collected in the first. Well, which is collected in the Harrow County Library editions. Legend of Vox Machina, The Whitestone Chronicles Volume 1. Ripley's coming out. And this is part of the Critical Role. Actually, matter of fact, the Critical Role team of the writers on this. 80 pages, hardcover, $19.99. The Lonesome Hunters. Oh, Lonesome Hunters is getting a library edition.
Lonesome Hunters get a library edition.
Okay, so this is Tyler Crook, who I was just talking about. I really like this book. I didn't know there was enough. Oh, it's got both 1 and 2. I was going to say I didn't know there was enough of a story to get a library edition. That's what's up, man. I had a lot of fun with this one. It's the old dude on the cover. There's the monster hunter, and he runs into this girl, and now he has to go and relive like being a monster.
Yeah, that book was so much fun. I usually don't collect Dark Horse, but this one, that one was a treat. Just getting to get Tyler Crook also in oversized format is something incredibly nice to have as well.
You know what, man? I think I may do a hidden gems on Lonesome Hunters just to get people prepped up for the library edition. The library editions usually are the same height, but I never tell people they're all the same because Hellboys have a different, like Hellboys are as tall, but they're longer. But most of them, like Harrow County or Nocturnals, the Snow Angels, Goon, Blackwood, like that stuff has all been the same size. Oh, and you can also get TMNT Collection Volume 1 through 15 Last Ronin digitally for $18 on Humble Bundle.
There's a lot of good stuff on Humble right now.
That is a lot. Mortal Terror Volume 1, Chris Golden, Tim LeBon, and I assume this is part of the... I mean, it's got to be part of the Hellboy universe, right? Vampire Philip Dracula. Yeah, okay. I mean, it has to be. Just cover and Christopher Golden writing it. This is another hardcover, $29.99, 120 pages. Naked City, Eric Drucker. And I think this is an OGN.
That is an OGN.
This is a hardcover, 336 pages, $29.99. Plants vs. Zombies. Oh my gosh, volume. They've been putting 23 of these volumes out in hardcover format.
All the kids love them.
Wow. Star Wars Vader's Castle Deluxe. Oh my gosh. It's crazy, man, like how licensing works, right? Dark Horse was the place for Star Wars comics, and then Disney acquired Star Wars. So then Marvel became the place for Star Wars comics, and now Viz is printing Star Wars manga. Dark Horse is printing I don't want to call it kid Star Wars comics, but they're geared more towards kids. But this is coming out in library edition. Francisco Francavilla on art, though, man.
For the first time, apparently it's also collected in here as well.
Oh, Kevin Scott's writing it?
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that did a lot of the Star Wars stuff. Huh. Oh, I believe it. I just didn't know they were coming out in hardcover format. Plants vs.
They're like super tiny hardcovers.
Oh, yeah. Amulet is great if you haven't read it. I just didn't know they were coming out in hardcovers, though. Trade paperbacks, Black Hammer Omnibus Volume 3. Why don't you take over, Dom? What's in here? Tell me about it.
So this is collecting the Jeff Lemire continuation of the well-acclaimed Black Hammer run, which I've only gotten to sample due to the Justice League crossover that they had a couple of years ago, but it's phenomenal stuff. This collects Black Hammer Reborn, issues 1 through 12, and with Dark Horse, I always have to keep telling myself it's omnibus format. Omnibus format just means super big trade paperback. It's not a hardcover like you get with Marvel or DC, so it is a trade paperback, but this is the 3rd volume of that set.
Blue Book Volume 2. This has been an amazing series. This collects 1947 1 through 5, and it's actual encounters with UFOs or aliens. So, yeah.
I'm getting to see my Avon Oweming's art too. Like, just anyway. I mean, I've liked most of his collaborations with Bendis. I think that's where most people know him from. But just getting to see his art anywhere is a treat.
He's solid. He also wrote the Thor issues of Thor Ragnarok.
He did.
Towards the end of Thor Disassembled. This is great. I mean, it's not. I want to say it's not fiction, but then some people are like, the UFOs aren't real. So I'm just going to say it's based on what the blue books are, which are the government papers. Cat Plus Gamer, Volume 6, which is something both my daughter and my buddy Tina absolutely love. 168 pages, $11.99. Cyberpunk 2077 Omnibus Volume 1. This came out in a library edition. As a matter of fact, it looks like it's the same content as the library edition that I don't know where I put. Somewhere over there, I think. But this is now an omnibus format, which is a trade paperback format for
it is the same exact content as the library edition.
Nice. Dracula Volume 1. Oh, Mad Wagner? Hell yes. Oh, and Kelly Jones, dude, with Jose Villarrubia
on colors.
How is that not a hardcover? Or did I miss the?
We gotta tell him to do a library edition at some point with this.
Dude, Kelly Jones on a Dracula book with Mad Wagner writing it. Are you kidding me?
That's golden.
This should have come out in a hardcover to begin with. 112 pages, $29.99. Oh, I can't wait to read this. I love these creators. Dudley Datsun and the Forever Machine. Jamal Eigel, solid artist. Scott Snyder. You know, I like most
solid writer.
Okay. You heard it from Dom. Solid writer. I do. I do enjoy most of his things.
Another one of those Comixology originals. Dark Horse tends to publish the Scott Snyder line of Comixology originals, so it's nice to see that we have another one here. And the stream, we do these streams, we focus on one publisher at a time. It's just how it's formatted on my site. So if you go over to comicreleases.com, you can see the documentation that we have over there, and it's displayed in the same way that we format it on these streams.
Thank you for answering that question. Hold on a second. I got somebody at my door. Hey, buddy, I am in a meeting for work, so I can't come to the door. Did you need me to sign something?
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
No, it's okay. If we're in a meeting, we can just swing by later.
Okay. I think he wanted to sell me something. I thought it was like something from UPS that they usually get me to sign. EC Archives, The Vault of Horror, Volume 5, issues 36 through 40. Some of the best comics that belong in everybody's library. I don't care if you're into horror. They're just amazing. They have been coming out with trade paperback versions. Damn it. Are you serious? Dracula was a hardcover for the Kickstarter. Oh, okay. Well, good. Hey, buddy, I'm going to need you to get that. I'm just making sure you didn't need me to sign something. But you've got masters like Joe Orlando, Jack Davis, Jack Kamen, Graham Ingalls, George Evans, Johnny Craig, and horror stories. So good. Not quite on the same tier, but I also really enjoy the Eerie Archives. They're up to volume 8. This is issues 37 through 41. These are in black and white. These are in color. And you're going to see a lot of early work in here from people like Archie Goodwin, Doug Minch. Let's see who else is in here this time around. Dave Cockrum and Tom Sutton. That's awesome. And this is Brian Michael Bendis, Fortune and Glory, the musical. Do you know anything about this?
I know that it's one of the later Brian Michael Bendis, like one of the more recent ones. I have not read it, but it's supposed to be, I wouldn't call it satire. It's definitely different. It's definitely different from the Brian Michael Bendis I'm used to reading.
Gotcha. So, Ghostbusters Volume 1, I thought it was Stranger Things. How dumb am I?
It looks like a Stranger Things poster.
So they've got the rights to Ghostbusters now, but they have not said if they're going to reprint any of those books from IDW yet. Not yet. So this is the new stuff, collecting Ghostbusters Back in Town, which I assume is based on the movie characters. and it is a trade paperback. H.P. Lovecraft's The Call of Cthulhu, $19.99, and Go Tanabe. Holy crap. His art is amazing and eerie. And if you haven't read any of his other H.P. Lovecraft's adaptations, they are amazing, but they are also manga. I see, that's the thing. Sometimes licensing is such a pain that they won't let you reprint like material from different comic vendors. I know there's a comic. I can't give away what that is though. I know in the past when I've talked to publishers, like they've tried to reprint some stuff from the past, but they can't get the rights for like one particular publisher because someone else now owns that particular publishing company, even though they're not around anymore. It's a sequel to the original Fortune and Gory series he did. It's an autobio series based on his experience with Hollywood. Hellboy and the BPRD, 1952 to 1954. Been available in a hardcover and now coming out in a trade paperback version for $29.99, 440 pages. Innocent Volume 3, which is some of the most gorgeous artwork I've seen in a book. These are huge too. 656 pages, $29.99. It is a manga, and it is like it's definitely like historical fiction, right? But I think this wraps it up. The Magic Order, Volume 3. This is Mark Miller continuing this book. And this is Magic Order, Volume 3, 1 through 6. Gigi Cavenago. Now, didn't Magic Order, isn't this up for a library edition?
They have the first series along with Big Game.
Got you. Okay.
Up on library. And he keeps relaunching it every single 6 issues with a brand new artist up on board. This time we got Gigi on.
Medusa by Tony Parker. It's a trade paperback, 88 pages, $19.99. And The Midnight Shadows, Zach Kaplan. I like Zach Kaplan. Stephen Thompson joined The Midnight. And this is 136 pages, $19.99. Man, they have a lot. Minecraft, The Heart of Cobblestone, Volume 1. 88 pages, $19.99 or $10.99. This is also a smaller scale book, right? It's a 6x9.
Yeah, it's one of the tiny ones that the kids can enjoy. It's like
tiny
that
one.
big.
Steve Niles and Peter Kowalski and Satan's Swarm, 64 pages, $22.99. And I think this is an OGN. Space Western Comics, Cowboys versus Aliens, Commies, Dinosaurs, and Nazis. Wow, this is a trade for $24.99. And Wild Wild West, Walter Gibson, Stan Campbell. Okay. Now we got Image Comics left, and then we can wrap it up.
It's funny too because they have the smallest one out of all the publishers.
Are you serious? It can't be less than Titan. Titan didn't have one last month.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's Department H right there. All right, so we started off with the Houses of the Unholy, Ed Brubaker, Jake. What? That's the only hardcover? Image.
The only hardcover.
Jacob Phillips, Sean Phillips. Is this all set in the universe of Criminal?
I believe it's. Isn't it? I know that Brubaker said that this was going to be something completely separate.
Okay, but it's an original graphic novel. This is the way that Brubaker and Sean Phillips and Jacob Phillips have been working, and it is a standard size hardcover. It doesn't say the dimensions, but I assume it's going to be a standard.
It's going to be a standard size hardcover.
144 pages, $24.99. I'm walking here. No, thank you. What's up, man? Do they have the rights to the real Ghostbusters comics from Marvel? Probably not. No separate universe or Houses of the Unholy, I think. Okay. Thank you all. Let's go to trade paperbacks. Satellite Sam I'm surprised they're doing a compendium for Satellite Sam, because then we get a hardcover of this at one time.
We did.
Okay. I mean, it's okay. Well, $29.99, 416 pages, collecting all 15 issues. Howard Chaykin and of course Matt Fraction writing the stories. Spawn Bad Business trade paperback, issues 324 to 330, and
I like how this doesn't even have the volume number up on Spawn just because of how long we've been in the.
Yeah, I think they
in
just
this.
call them that, right?
They usually do though, yeah.
Satellite Sam was okay. I think I like aspects of it. I like Howard Chaykin a lot, though. He was the big push. This might be a question for Dom.
I use Kindle Comixology to read comic ebooks. Is there any other recommended ebooks, apps, places to read comics? I guess it would just depend on exactly what you're reading. But one of my friends, he is working on an app called Omnibus that you will all be able to use at some point. I believe it's in its beta phase right now. But it is an e-reader specifically handled to read separate comic books. And it's a great alternate that I'm still trying to formulate to use. So I hope that answers the question. Unfortunately, Comixology does own a big portion of the digital comics market. But that is what I personally use.
A-Team had comics. Knight Rider. Did Knight Riders have a comic? Dad, I don't know about Knight Rider, man. That's a good question. I know the A-Team did. But, I mean, surely somebody had to have a Knight Rider comic. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a Knight Rider comic, though. Because the Knight Rider comic, the only one that I can think of is the Phantom Rider, or the original Ghost Rider. Omnibus is a pretty good app. Dom is going to create Brother's Eye. Thank you for that, Dom. Spawn Compendium, Volume 6. Collecting issues 251 to 600. Cheapest way to collect Spawn, $59.99. But look at that page count. 1,096 pages, and doesn't have the covers, but some people are like, I just want the story. I just want to read the story.
Yeah, that's one of my friends. His name's Cam. He always buys these at the comic shop just for the sheer volume, and he's like, he doesn't care about the alternate covers, doesn't care about much of the. He just says, I just want to read Spawn, and that's it. And I respect him for that.
Yes, judging by the way he's answering questions, I think Dom's ready to take over from Omar. But for him to be truly anointed as Omar's temporary successor, we got to know how he feels about it. Oh, we'll save that for another day. I don't think I have enough time to hear Dom talk about Onslaught. Oh, it's awful.
Maybe if I get an omnibus of it, I'll upload my thoughts on this channel. Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
Of Onslaught? You don't know
of Onslaught. I'll get Road to Onslaught volume. Well, I've read Onslaught and all the stuff leading to it in a book club. It was not an enjoyable conversation, I'll say that much.
Okay. I'm curious. We think Bear Pirate, Viking Queen, Sean Lewis, John Marks Baravecchia, and I assume this is an OGN, 216 pages, $19.99. Softcover. Bloody Dozen, A Tale of the Shrouded College. And this is by Charles Soule, Alberto Jimenez Albuquerque, and collecting the first 6 issues. For the first time, the second tale in the Shrouded College universe. And Farrell. Oh, dude, Farrell. I love Tony Fleece and Trish Forstner. They're back doing this. One day I'm hoping that they will collect this along with, what is the dog one called? Dumb. What's the Image dog comic? Pound? No. What the heck is it called?
I know what you're talking about because my friend got the issues signed. Stray Dogs, right?
What is it?
Stray Dogs.
Stray Dogs, thank you. Yes, that's it. I hope they collect that with Stray Dogs. Look at you, Dom. You are ready to take over, baby. Look, Ben, you need to join Dom on the next stream that he does.
You do. Yeah. I need the contact information. We're going to assemble a squad for next month.
A squad? I assume this is an OGN. It says collecting 3-issue miniseries in the first sentence. Wait, which one? Which one?
The Bear Pirate Viking Queen.
Just look like an OGN. I'm sorry, Adam. I made a mistake. My bad. Farrell does wrap up the Image solicits, though. And
like I said, it's a small month for Image.
This is the way I'm going to read it. So if it's anything like freaking Stray Dogs, I'm ready to get my heart broken. That's for sure. And those were your solicits for the month of August from Titan, IDW, Boom, Dark Horse, and Image Comics. Thank you so much for Dom. Where can people find this stuff, by the way?
Of course, you can go to my website at comicreleases.com, where, again, all of the solicitation documentation is on the August 2024 tab. And not only that, we also have Marvel and DC. So if you guys are looking for the tabulated documents for those the big two companies, you can also look there. Also, subscribe to our Patreon for just $2 a month. It helps me and Webhead run the site and keep it up so we can continue to push out the content and information that we just love on doing. So be sure to look into that as well. You also get your own watch list too. So if you go to the collected editions tab, again, we have all of the updated dates to the minute for your collected editions, and you get a watch list if you subscribe to our Patreon.
And it is really expensive to run a website, especially these days. That's why you've seen a lot of websites close recently. Some of the ones that have been around for years. It's time consuming, but also very expensive to run them these days.
It is. And we also don't use, we don't have advertisements on our site.
I was going to say, unless they're super flooded by ads, which makes them near impossible to run, to navigate through. But that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to smash that like button. And thank you to Dom for wanting to do this, and go assemble your team for next month. So Dom will be running ship next month. Y'all let me know how he does the ting for Walt's Comic Shop and the cheap graphic novels thing. But everybody, stay healthy and safe. I'll be back later today because I have another. Oh, Fantastic Four. That overview drops later today. And that's my favorite Fantastic Four run. I'm just going to go ahead and say, stay healthy and safe, everybody. Much love.